This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, October 16th, 2023. I'm Kate Sharon. A professor of Earth, Atmospheric, and Planetary Sciences at Purdue University was among 6 scientists to be the first to examine a study of samples from the asteroid Bennu, retrieved through NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission. Michelle Thompson said the sample return canister was opened at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston after the sample landed on September 24th in Utah.
So this is really just the beginning. Sample return missions like OSIRIS-REx create a legacy in the collections that they bring back. And so this science team will be working on these samples for the next couple of years, but they really will represent generations of scientists that will come after us who will have access to these materials.
The sample was just a small amount collected through the OSIRIS-REx's touch and go sample acquisition mechanism. Thompson said the samples collected would provide scientists with a lifetime of work. In an effort to curb its carbon output, Cleveland Cliffs is building a multi-million-dollar pipeline to send hydrogen to an East Chicago blast furnace, according to our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana. The move comes as a coalition involving Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan was one of 7 groups announced last week to receive up to $1 billion in federal funding to develop a clean hydrogen hub. Indiana's 2 top public research universities will collaborate on a multi-year study to review the effectiveness of one of the state's largest economic development initiatives that was launched with federal stimulus dollars. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
The Purdue University Center for Regional Development and the Indiana University Public Policy Institute intend to analyze the impact of the state's Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative, the universities announced today. READY was launched in 2021 using $500 million in federal funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. Since then, all of Indiana's 92 counties have received a portion of the funding, which has been used to support everything from housing developments and public parks to public infrastructure and workforce development programs. The funds are intended to leverage additional public, private, and not-for-profit dollars to exceed an expected $12 billion in total investments, according to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. IU and Purdue officials said the 2 universities will develop a survey to examine how the money is used to develop capital projects and programs, measuring key performance indicators like population growth and per capita income. Hoosiers will also be asked to provide feedback on whether the projects have improved their quality of life. The IEDC said it will allocate $1.7 million to the 2 universities to fund the study. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Bigwigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
International Paper Company is planning to make additional investments in its Crawfordsville operations. The company is seeking incentives from the city to add new, state-of-the-art equipment it says will accommodate additional production. The city did not state how much International Paper plans to invest in the equipment. A tax abatement request form provided by the city had that information redacted, and the company did not respond to a request for more information from Inside Indiana Business. Purdue University is establishing a new pediatric cancer center in the name of one of its biggest fans. Kelly and Tony Trent, parents of Purdue superfan Tyler Trent, joined university officials between the quarters of Purdue's Hammer Down Cancer football game Saturday against Ohio State University to announce the founding of the Tyler Trent Pediatric Cancer Research Center. Tyler Trent died January 1st of 2019 after a 5-year fight with osteosarcoma. He became a household name throughout his battle with the rare bone cancer for his love of Purdue athletics, predicting an upset against Ohio State in 2018. Goshen College says it will use a federal $3 million grant to bolster support and improve connections with Hispanic and underserved students. The college received the Title V Developing Hispanic Serving Institutions grant, which is a program looking to expand opportunities, quality, and offering at schools classified as Hispanic serving institutions. Goshen earned that title as an HSI from the Department of Education earlier this year. About a quarter of its students identify as Hispanic or Latinx. Rite Aid has filed for bankruptcy protection and plans to sell part of its business as it attempts to restructure while dealing with losses in opioid-related lawsuits. The company said Rite Aid stores will continue to fill prescriptions and customers will still be able to visit locations or shop online while it goes through the voluntary Chapter 11 process. Rite Aid does not have any stores in Indiana, according to the company's website. University of Southern Indiana President Ron Rochon is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.